Hello children, good morning. So, what day are we on today? Yesterday was Monday. So today, that must mean that today we're on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I wonder what the weather's like today, children. Do you want to go and have a look out your windows and let me know what the weather's like? You can be my weather reporter for today. Is it snowing? Is it rainy? Is it cloudy? Or has the sun come out yet? Is it sunny? Go and have a look for me. Right then, before we get started with today's morning greeting and a little explanation, we're going to have a go at doing our super sentence really quickly. So if I spin you round, it might be really hard for you to see the picture like that. So I'm going to bring it to the camera to see. So this is what our morning sentence was about, wasn't it? This picture. Do you remember what it was? It gave us a clue yesterday for our story, didn't it? The story that we have been reading together. Can you remember the sentence? It has 5 words. It is, she went into the woods. She went into the woods. Right, so you can do this with me, children. Tricky word. Let's see. Tricky word. She. So what letters do I need for she? An S. H. E. She. What's my next word? Went. Well done. So I'm going to leave my finger space. Went. Ooh. Thank you very much. She went. That's right. It's another tricky word next. She went into. I might be able to fit it on today. On the same line. In. And then two is our tricky part, isn't it? The tricky part of into. T-O spells two. She went into. What's next? The. She went into the T-H. What's next for the? T-H-E spells the. She went into the woods. Yes, and you remember how we sound out woods? W-O-D. That's wood. W-O-D. And we did this yesterday. And I know RCW should know this sound now. And it's not the that's not the we're looking for. It's the double O for in woods. She went into the d woods. Woods. So it's got a s at the end. Tricky. That's a very hard sentence to write, isn't it? And then we need our full stop at the end. She went into the woods. Well done. Right, I'm going to spin you back to me because I have found another version of our traditional tale that we were reading together yesterday. Can you remind me what story it was that we looked at? Yes, it was Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I wonder if you noticed Goldilocks sitting up there watching us with our super sentence. So this is the other version of Goldilocks that I found. So I'm going to quickly read this for you this morning. Okay, so the title of this one is called Goldilocks. So it's not Goldilocks and the Three Bears, it is just Goldilocks. I wonder if this story is different from the one we read yesterday. Let's find out. She certainly looks a bit different, doesn't she? Make sure you can see. Goldilocks had big brown eyes and such a pretty smile. She wore her curly yellow hair in funky dreadlock style. While skipping through the wood one day, behind some trees she saw a little house and bold as brass, she barged in through the door. Let's see what's under this flap then. Some birds. How many birds can you see? That's right, there's 3. And there she is, barging through the door. Oh, she seems just as naughty as she was in the story we read yesterday, doesn't she? What do you notice about the words in the story too? As I read the next page, have a think if you notice something special about the words. The house was still and quiet, for the owners had gone out. Oh, goody, giggled Goldilocks. Now I can snoop about. She went into the kitchen and she opened cupboard doors. She checked the fridge and bread bin and she looked in all the drawers. She's having a peek inside the fridge, look. How many yoghurts and how many cheese blocks are in the fridge? Can you see? Who do you think lives in this house then? And there she is, opening up all of the cupboard doors and the bread bin. Did you spot yet what we noticed about the words? I'll give you a clue. Doors and drawers. We've got one over here too. Out and about. It's a rhyming book, so the words rhyme. See if you can spot the rhymes on the next page. She saw 3 bowls of porridge. Yum, she said, and like a shot, she started on the biggest one, but it was much too hot. The porridge in the middle bowl was cold and made her frown. The little bowl just tasted great. She gobbled it all down. I wonder what's in these doors here. 3 pairs of socks. That's right. And there she is gobbling down the porridge. Whose porridge has she got there then? Whose porridge is that? Yeah, I think it's Baby Bear's. Oh dear. Goldilocks went to the lounge. In the biggest chair she sat, but it was hard as iron, and she didn't care for that. The middle chair was much too soft. She liked the smallest chair, but then it broke. She ended up with both legs in the air. So who do you think sits on that great big chair, do you think? And here she is. Oh, dearie me. She's fallen over and broken the chair. Goodness, children. Oh, and there's a little, what can you see? A mouse and an apple. I wonder what's upstairs, she said. She went to take a peep, and when she saw 3 beds, she simply had to have a sleep. The big bed was too fancy, the middle bed was too boring, the little bed was perfect, and soon Goldilocks was snoring. Oh, there she is. Happy. So she's grumpy in that bed, isn't she? Can you see her grumpy face? And now, oh, she's asleep. And she seems much happier now, doesn't she, in that bed? Dearie me. Do you know what happens next? Let's see if you're right. Now, 3 brown bears lived in this house. They came back from their stroll. Daddy Bear growled, "Somebody's been at my porridge bowl." "Mine as well," cried Mummy Bear, and Baby Bear squeaked, "Oh, someone's eaten all my porridge. What a greedy so-and-so." Oh, look. Poor Baby Bear, he's got no porridge left. How do you think those bears are feeling? I think they're going to feel very, very cross. The 3 bears went into the lounge. "Aha!" growled Daddy Bear. "I do believe that somebody's been sitting in my chair." "My chair too," cried Mummy Bear, and Baby Bear squeaked, "Boo-hoo! My little chair's been broken. What a clumsy thing do? Look at those faces, not impressed. I wonder what's in here. Oh, it's that mouse again. I wonder if you can tell the time on this clock. Someone's hiding in the cushion. That mouse has eaten the apple. They went upstairs and Daddy Bear, he stroked his chin and said, "It looks to me like someone has been sleeping in my bed." So it was. Look what's underneath the duvet. They look like beads. I wonder where those beads have come from. Mummy Bear cried, "Mine as well. It makes me feel quite ill." And Baby Bear squeaked, "My bed too. And look, she's in it still." Oh dear. There's some more clues, some more evidence that someone's been in there, in the bed. And who's in this one? Goldilocks. They all stared down at Goldilocks, just waking from a dream. She saw 3 furry faces and she gave a piercing scream. She didn't hang about, she ran straight home, you can be sure. And next time that the bears went out, guess what? They locked the door. Oh, it's a very good idea to keep the doors locked, isn't it? So that strangers can't come wandering in like Goldilocks. The end. I think I like this version a lot. I like this Goldilocks. I like the pictures and I like the rhyming words in this story. What did you like best about this story? Right then, the last thing I want to tell you is I want to explain your maths activity for today. So your maths today, I want you to work with a brother or a sister or a grown-up, okay? And you're going to grab a handful of something that you can count, like counters or sweets or anything little, Lego pieces, and I want you to grab a handful. So I'm going to have a go now. I've got some cubes in this bowl and I'm going to grab a handful. You might need to grab 2 handfuls or ask somebody to grab a handful that you can count. So I want you to grab a handful and then I want you to count how many you have all together. So I'm going to count my cubes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I've grabbed a handful of 7 things to count, and then I want you to see how many pairs you can make. Now they don't have to be the same, but a pair is groups of, how many do you need to make a pair? You need 2, so I want you to make groups of 2. First of all though, can you guess how many groups of 2 I can make out of 7? It's a tricky one, isn't it? Well, let's see. So I've got 1 group of 2. I've got another group of 2. And I've got another group. Stick those together, another group of 2. So I have managed to make, out of my 7 cubes, I have made 3 groups of 2, but I have 1 left over. So out of 7 I can make 1, 2, 3 groups or 3 pairs, 3 groups of 2 or 3 pairs with 1 left over. So I started with 7 and I've made 3 pairs with 1 left over. So I want you to see if you can do that with different amounts. So grab a handful or ask somebody else to grab a handful, because they'll have a different size hand to you, so they'll be able to grab a different amount to what you can grab, and have a look and experiment at how many pairs you can make out of a number. Okay, so that's your maths activity for today. And yeah, so I'll see you soon. Bye for now.